We off-brand, someone who cares. Your own personal Jesus. I had a song on my head. Alright. That's all I needed to know. Let's get to racing, boys and girls. Let me just announce it to everyone. Reach out, touch faith. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wet quali. That's what we have tonight. Oh, I have a lot of energy tonight. I need a Gatorade. As usual, let's put everything on set. So it's going to be a full wet quali for now. Gonna have to ask the pits what tires are going to be running exactly. Welcome everyone. Welcome. We have a look at the weather. Weather check. So welcome everyone who's joining us. Welcome to France for round 12 of our 23 race championship. We are about halfway through, or almost more than halfway through, at the midpoint of the season, and Q's looks to be running away with the championship, currently having a lead of about 104 points ahead of Mindless, who is currently in P2. So there is one person on an outlap so far, and it's Magic Rags, who usually doesn't quali. Let me just look real quick. Seems to be having some issues with my boy OJ. Let me have a look if I can invite him. It'll be just a second. Should be an invite. Okay, so he has joined. Welcome everyone. Let me just have a look at the chat. Welcome. So, we are in race 13 out of 23 in France for ASRC. Current championship leader. Q's was sending at 211 points, looking to get off back to the winning he had at the start. He got DNF'd in Austria last week, finished 16th. And as we have a full grid, well, except for one, as usual, we keep that place for Blaze. As Ozzy will be the reserve tonight for McLaren, filling in for Ponju. These people are going to be slowly putting in some laps. I wouldn't be surprised if we have a couple of DNFs. Wet quali could bring us some pretty good racing. Well, pretty good qualifying. keep on making mistakes whether it comes to qualifying or the race. There's already a yellow flag just to be a Haas. I have no idea if it's someone that's spun. It is. Skiller has spun. So new implementation that we have added just recently. The Grand Constructors Championship. So basically both championships combined, well, both tier 1s and tier 2s combined in championship points to see who has the best team overall. Took a lot of inspiration from IUF1 on this one, I'm not gonna lie. It is a great concept. As Skiller, even though he spun, still has the fastest Sector 1 for now. A couple of drivers on their hot lap. So we'll have a look on board with Ozzy. So even with the Grand Constructors, Mercedes leads with 350 points. The closest one, Haas, with 296. So the team of myself, Q's1 always, with Wack Lehman and Rest Skiller. So yeah, as the leagues, we love to work together. So, of course, got to give him a shout out. Outer Poland, great driver for that league. I don't remember which tier again. There's so many tiers. So LC Blixer, currently fastest lap. It is on the Inters. Is the Inter the best tire right now? It looks to be something they're going to be looking at. If I take a look... Skiller having some trouble out there. Curtis should be heading for the end of his lap pretty soon. Outer Poem is in tier 2. Oh, so you can study a little bit of a couple of guys that's driving. I think Wi-Fi and OJ are part of that tier. We're both racing here. As Curtis crosses a line. That's P3. Mindless in P2. No DNFs so far. Keyword is so far. If you're watching Hi, I'm Wi-Fi, who is currently on the wet compound. Gonna get a good lap time as Aussie is P2 right now. Also, a couple guys that just raced in tier 4. Ozzy and Q's both back. Just saw Q's and E-Mod leave. Something must be wrong with the lobby. As usual, that's something to be used to in this game. As Wi-Fi currently P5, so we'll have a look at Jacob, as I think someone just put in a great lap. As Jacob now puts in a lap, and that will be... wait, has he even put in a lap, or is he just start? Oh, he just started. So on board with Jacob. Question, Crazy Mick, Magic Rags, Mr. Brewdog, I am Wi-Fi, OJ Nut, Aussie, Iceman. Q's, Crazy Mick, Magic Rags, Brewdog, Wi-Fi. What happened in Monza? I wasn't there. I'm not racing. I'm on comms. I don't think I'll be able to do it tomorrow, sadly, because of my school schedule. I am a student after all. So Emod and Q's both got booted from the lobby. As Pokemon Jacob comes close to the end of the lap. Looking like a pretty good lap. I haven't looked if it was... So see, Blixer improves on his lap, so the Inters look to be the best tire so far. Now, qualifying is where I usually use the time to talk a little bit about the league itself, a bit about our drivers. I am way better at comms when it comes to the race. This Pokemon Jacob crosses the line, and that'll be P2. So both Alpines on the front step, on the 2 front rows. Keep on messing up names when it comes to as Orange Juice. Into the double straight. Double right, sorry. So rain looks to be getting a little less heavy. These drivers can look forward to that as Orange Juice will cross the line. And that will be P3. 143.820. Pretty great lap as Nico Maz will be the next to cross the line. Nico Maz is going to be P4 on the intermediates. Who is going to be next? Looking at the closest one looks to be FBR Brewdog. Also seem to be needing an invite. Right after this lap is FBR Brewdog is gonna go P10 after that lap, and I think Mr. Wildman. Nope, that was Iceman Casper starting his lap as Mr. Wildman is on the fastest sector too. Just really quickly, apologies for that. Let me just invite. Invited queues because we cannot have a race without queues. Mr. Wildman should be one of the closest ones to cross the line as both has right now P8 and P9. Wildman on those full wets. Can he get out of the top 10 after that fastest sector 2? Or can he surprise and get P1? Onto the straight without DRS because it's raining. Crosses the line, and that is going to put him P8. So into the top 10. Iceman Casper should be getting pretty soon. His Alfa Romeo teammate looking to improve also. So Alfa Romeo currently standing in P7 in the constructors with 84 points. They're going to be looking to bounce back, as of course their tier 2 team has been, well, wasn't really part of this. Casper now right up and down. Didn't seem to get really much out of that corner right there. But this could be a lap. Hopefully that'll put him in a good position as he heads towards the straight. Crosses the line, and that's going to be P9. He's going to be right next to his teammate, or at least a row closer. As now next up, that's going to be crosses the line. Looks to be Ozzy. Nope, he's on an out lap. Apologies for that. Swam and Casper on a cooldown. Curtis is going to be trying to improve on this lap right there. On the straight, on those intermediates. And for Curtis, that's going to be P7. What a lap. Having a look at a couple of racers, and Colt is DNF'd. In the pits, that's going to do it for him. As Q's now on an out lap. As FBR not, as DNF, he looks to have gone wide on that corner. That's going to do it for him too. So one Williams currently in P7, the other one DNF, which is most likely going to be P18. As Ozzy looks to improve and put himself higher than P9 on the intermediates. 3 minutes and 23 seconds left in qualifying. As Ozzy is the fastest, 1:41.859, and he's on pole position. Senna will be next to cross the line, and that's going to put him P7. Great lap. Chelsea Blaker, sadly, his lap was deleted. Mindless in P2 Qs. Now in the pits. So now both Mercedes yet again having some trouble with their internet. I don't know what's going on with them. I'll most likely have something happening in the pits. As I am Wi-Fi still in P13. We got Brewdog on his lap, Nico Maz right behind his teammate. Senna's lap will be denied. Casper is going into pits, and LC Blixer. We're going to have a look at him as he's going to try to get back that pole position. Chelsea Blixer, is he going to be able to take back that pole position? He will not, sadly. He'll improve, but not enough. Nico Maz's teammate in P2 and Miles Curley standing on pole position. As both Mercedes having trouble with their internet providers so far. I don't know if it's the game or if it's them. But both Mercedes this far. As Senna has DNF'd. I don't know if he DNF'd in the middle of the track or if he's gotten in a little bit of trouble. Senna has DNF as Pokemon Jacob, or just Jacob now, is on pole. So with 24 seconds left, everybody's going to be on an outlap. So Curtis, that's going to do it for him. And now Skeller will be the last driver to cross the line and to start a lap. As there's been someone on the side of the road, looks to be the Ferrari of LC Blixer on the side. So that's going to do it for him. So Icy's going to be the first one to cross the line after the end of the session. Crosses the line, and for Ozzy, it's going to be P2. For now, that's his result. Nico Maz will be the next to cross. Nico Maz, and that's going to keep him in P5. Next up, FBR Brewdog. Can he get out of P7? Get higher than Ferraris? He does. That's P4. Mindless will not be able to improve. Jacob not able to improve. That's going to do it for Blixer. Right now, looks to me like it's going to be between the orange Juice. That's most likely going to do it for him. As Skiller now, can he improve? Skiller crosses the line, and that's going to put him P10. And now, Crazy Mike, lap deleted. And that most likely will do it for this session. As both Mercedes having trouble with their internet, that's gonna change the outcome of this race, as Pokemon Jacob will be starting first. As Orange just crosses the line, and I think he actually got it. I think OJ's going to be on pole, actually. I didn't know if it was a lobby glitch, but no, okay, it won't be enough. But for him, that's going to be P3 for the Red Bull. And it's going to be Jacob on pole, followed by Ozzy, the reserve, Orange Juice, Mindless, FBR Brewdog, Wildman, Nico Maz, Wi-Fi, Blixer, and Skiller. That makes your top 10. So I'm not sure if we're gonna have a restart on the race. That is gonna come up. Still having, so Blixer having the same problems with his wheel as he had back in Austria. So I don't know what's gonna happen, if we're gonna have to restart or not, as it's gonna be full wet, and seems like race is gonna start right away. So I don't know what happened there, but I think there might be a lobby restart. So, stand by just a little bit. Yeah, so Iceman Casper will restart the lobby. So, as usual, another lobby restart. So, while he does that, as a wet race in France, as the lobby is pretty messed up, not gonna lie. As I will let EA Sports and Codemasters show their prowess. Wait, who's up there? That's Brewdog. So I'm just gonna wait for Casper's invite. So a little bit of timeout for now. As usual, lobby has messed up, so this is just temporary. I think I'll leave before it gets too late. Ah, I love this game. I absolutely do. There's my invite. So yeah, F1 2021 is a flawless masterpiece with no flaw. Is a masterpiece with no flaws whatsoever. Did I say that right? Yeah, it's F1 2021 is a flawless masterpiece with no flaws whatsoever. So as people join back, I'll guess I should do what I usually do when lobby messes up. Sadly, I do not have a light stream on this channel, so the Circuit Paul Ricard, located in Le Castellet. I'm pretty sure. Hold on. Yeah, it is located in Le Castellet in France. It is currently the French Grand Prix. So one lap is around 3.6 miles or 5.8 kilometers. Pretty long circuit. 2 DRS zones. Lots, like a lot of chicanes. Technical and hard on those tires. You gotta get a great tire pressure. Well, gotta keep the tire pressure to a minimum most of the time, depending on your setup, because this track absolutely shreds your tires. But the but is it is going to be in the wet. So that means no DRS. So it's going to be all driver skill and their wet setups. So races are some of the most entertaining races that we have in this league. We haven't had a lot recently, but a full wet in France will make this a very, very great race. That is a guarantee. As lobby slowly but surely set up. Q's is having trouble with this game. I wish I had clipped the qualifying results. Yeah. Q's did not have any trouble during his other race. This one doesn't seem to be going so well. So looks like I gotta entertain the crowd the most I can. Alright. I'm back. Race hasn't started yet, though. Who we're waiting on. Oh, still the Mercedes. Alright. Well, 5 people in the chat. If I can find something for me to talk about. That was the first time I actually chat with my account. Damn. KLab 1441. Who's that guy? I'm gonna time out him. Oh my goodness, no way. Hold on a minute, you might want to hold on to your seats there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some unfortunate news for 2 drivers. We had some great news for the viewers and for all the racers. It's gonna be free for all. The Hold on. It's not confirmed yet. Don't want to do like Brady's retirement. I will be on track. Just leave it. So, from what it looks, there will be no Mercedes participating in this race. The Mercedes drivers who are currently first in the constructors with more than 112 points ahead, neither of them will start this race. Both Emod and Q's will not qualify. Well, no, they not even qualify. They won't participate. So for the first time in what feels like forever for Q's, hold on a second, let me check for how long it's actually been. Tier 2 Q's. He has never missed a race. That's gonna be the first time ever Q's has ever missed a race. That's incredible. As they're getting taunted in our Discord chat. Oh, wait. Wait! 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 Emod! I don't want to have to restart my stream because of that. No reserves? We do have reserves, but sadly, since it's a technical problem, we cannot get reserves on time. So Emod is in. So Q's will not participate. Three, 2, 1. And no Q's in this race. It's the lone Mercedes. And it's Emod. I hope you are ready. So... It's always my fault, Rags. It's always my fault, eh? Love you, bud. Speaking about Rags, Red Bull currently sitting in P6 in the Constructors, 112 points. So, 27 laps around the Circuit Paul Ricard in Le Castellet in France. I'm trying to pronounce it in the most English French way. Because I could pronounce it in French, but... It's a wet race all around. Look at that. One Mercedes. That's going to be incredible. As the racers are going to get their... Just going to remind everyone to not forget their setup. Might be a lifesaver there. You know, I'm sort of that guy sometimes. So, no queues tonight. That's going to be interesting. So last races, so right now, this season, we've had 4 race winners. We've had Q's, who has won, hold on, 1, 2, 3, 6, 7 out of the last 11 races. Then Blixter's won 1, and FBR Brewdog was won 2, and Emod has won in the UK. Q's absolutely dominating this championship, but will not be here tonight. That's the story of the French Grand Prix. That's 42 minutes in, and we have yet to get a lap of racing in. I almost finished my Gatorade by just standing there. That's good. "20 seconds from race start." Okay. Enough time on the phone. Son, tighten up those headphones and get the race going. Let's go, boys. Let's do some racing. As there is going to be a formation lap. Oh. Well, I won't be against that. Definitely not. So, it's wet, but it's intermediate wet. So at least there's that. So the pit strategy, do you keep it all the way to the end? Or will you pit for another pair of tires? So tire compound won't have much of a say here. Tonight it's going to be mostly technical. So, our grid tonight: Jacob, Ozzy, Orange Juice, Mindless, Brewdog, Wildman, Nico Maz, Wi-Fi, Blixer, Reskiller, Crazy Mike, Iceman Casper, Senna, Whack 19, FBR Nut, Colts, Magic Rags, and Emod. For a total of 18 drivers on the grid. So the Alpine of Jacob on pole position, and I think for Jacob, is that his first, No, that is not his first pole. His first pole was in Australia. Last time he got that, he DNF'd. So wasn't there last week in the Alpine seat, but this time he is. He already looks to be struggling a little bit, and we most likely will see that during the entirety of the race, as it is a wet race for most of it. Actually, for all of it. So, wet France. Hopefully that's not going to be... Well, actually... no, actually I have bad memories of wet races in France. To the start of that third sector. Big right turn. Find myself into the barrier. These drivers will line up to start the race. And chaos is on the menu tonight. It's wet race in France. It's round 12. Without our championship leader on the grid. 18 drivers. Jacob on pole. Aussie second. Orange Juice mindless. This race is all up for grabs for anyone who has the better strategy and who has the better racecraft. These drivers all lined up. It's 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And here we go in France. Jacob definitely gets the better start on Aussie. Drivers are starting to get left and right. That looks to be a Ferrari. It's an LC Blixer all the way in the back. Could be having some trouble with his wheel, as Jacob all the way in front and has a great start so far. FBR Brewdog now in P4, and there's a yellow flag already brought out. It's Iceman Casper all the way in the back. Seems to be having some trouble with his car. People already struggling in the wet. FBR Brewdog with a tremendous start. Wildman also a great start. Mindless right in the back of him. Brilliant start, except for 2 drivers, Blixer and Casper, who are currently having massive trouble. So LC Blixer's chances of keeping up with the championship not looking too good so far, as Jacob still holds the lead. FBR Brewdog, mindless, lost 2 positions on that. As Crazy Mike, already up 3 positions, could be coming to the aid of his teammate pretty soon. There's a Haas going wide at Skiller. It looks to be going very slow. Don't know what happened there. Well, already in wet conditions. It's Crazy Mike already up by 4. Wi-Fi Nico Maz. They're going to be 3 almost fighting. Wi-Fi and Maz really close to each other. Actually come close to contact there. Who's going to get ahead at the end? Right now it looks to be all Wi-Fi, but they're wheel to wheel. Wi-Fi stays ahead. Nico Maz, does he have enough? Yellow flag in sector 3. Someone's got off. And it looks to be FBR Nut in the Williams. One Williams in P6, the other one dead last. Jacob still holds P1 after the lap. As now Nico Maz has to fight the other AlphaTauri, this time of Senna. Can he hold on? Can Nico Maz finally get a finishing race? Oh wait, actually no, he did finish in Austria, sorry. It's like I underestimated him. As right now, Jacob still holds a pretty significant lead. Skiller has trouble with his wing, has to change it. So right now, best driver, one that has made up the most amount of positions, it's Crazy Mike, who's currently standing in P7, up 4 positions. As now everything depends on the strategy. As now Emod and Casper are going to be fighting against each other, and Emod, well, yeah, his Wi-Fi went out. So, Wi-Fi will... not Wi-Fi, sorry. I was talking about Emod's Wi-Fi there. So right now, it's about keeping it on the track. Jacob with a tremendous lead so far. Already 2.7 seconds ahead. And so, Emod, well, since it's on AI, will most likely get a disqualification. As there's a yellow flag. That one's having some trouble. Looks to be a Ferrari LC Blixer having some trouble. Is that what his wing? No. Yes, there is a little bit of no, there is no damage. That was the rain. As Jacob now still improving on his lead. And Orange Juice and Aussie as FBR Brewdog, last race's winner, looking maybe to get back-to-back. His third win of the season could be coming up if it is going to be tonight. As it's pretty calm so far after 3 laps. People are just trying to at least bring their car home. Not get into too much trouble. As there will be a couple of fights here and there. We'll have a look at Aussie's car. Orange Juice being pretty close to him. The intervals now have... oh wait, is there? Yeah, the intervals have gone up, so sadly I won't have access to that for a little bit of time. As Wildman and Brood are going to be fighting for that 4th position. Brewdog and Wildman going almost wheel to wheel in that corner. Wildman stays ahead, but Brewdog not out of it yet. Still looking out for it. So I would love to see what decisions of people are. Sadly, the game isn't helping me very much. As finally, as the drivers slowly start to cross the line, we finally have a little bit of intervals. So Brewdog might be trying to move on Wildman. I don't think he will. I think he'll let it stay for now. Nico Maz on Wi-Fi. Looks to be our closest battle, or one of our closest battles so far on the field. So everyone on the intermediates, we'll have a look at tires. So basically tires are all the same. Pit stops, so I will have a look. I'll just have the interval. There's not much to see, to be honest. As Orange Juice actually got ahead of Aussie there. Maybe got ahead a little bit earlier. But for Aussie, he's right up ahead. As if I try and have a look at Emod's car, I have no idea if he rejoined. I don't think he did. By the looks of it. As Pokemon, not Pokemon Jacob, that's his old username, I'm sorry. Jacob holds 4.8 seconds ahead of Orange Juice, so a tremendous race pace so far. Wildman now more than enough ahead of Brewdog. Mindless is right behind the Aston Martin. There's not a lot happening. The closest battle so far that we have is Nico Maz. As Senna now nets the first penalty of the race. And Nico Maz now looking to try to get his position back against Wi-Fi. Look, looks like Emod's gotten his Wi-Fi back, thankfully. Jacob absolutely running away with it. If he continues like that, it could very well be a hat-trick, as now Mindless goes around Brewdog. And does Mindless make it stick? Does seem to be going ahead. I hate this camera angle. It does. It'll keep him ahead. And Mindless now up into P5. Brewdog now down to 6th. But that battle is still on. Yellow flag in Sector 2. Looks to be a Williams. Might be FBR Nut having some trouble. I'm still looking at the battle between Brewdog and Mindless as they head into the third sector. As Nut nets himself a time penalty. And Mindless starting to create a gap here. If I take a look at the times, Nico Ma is still very, very close to Wi-Fi, so he's not giving up on that part. There might be enough for an overtake there if he has the pace. Does he have enough to overtake the Alpha Tauri of Wi-Fi? He's really holding on to his ERS. Good for him. He's have the advantage there, but he's not going to go for a move so far. 6 laps out of 27 so far in France. Still a relatively quiet race so far. As I look at Emod now, wheel to wheel with Casper, and he's up ahead of the Alfa Romeo. Does Casper still have enough to fight? Doesn't look like it. Great overtake by Emod, and he's already pulling away. Nico Maz on Wi-Fi, still going at it. As without DRS and in the rain, not much overtakes will happen. So I'll have a look at the battles that are happening. That's when we're gonna get action, is when someone undoubtedly spins and causes a safety car. Having a look at the Ferrari right now, Nico Maz having a better performance than his teammate for now a second race in a row. I think Blixer has a lot of troubles with his wheel. As Nico Maz heads into the pits. As soon as I say that, looks like I jinxed him most likely. Something definitely happened with his car. As we'll have a look at the higher positions, with Ozzy having a chance, well maybe, to overtake the Red Bull of orange juice. I was about to say the orange juice of Red Bull. Yikes. As Ozzy's slowly cutting across that gap. So Nico Maz pit. For him, it looks to be new intermediates. So maybe for him, it was a bit of a gamble. Trying something out. Z-Mod into P13, Magic Rags, P12. And now Ozzy hunting down Orange Juice and Jacob 5.1 seconds ahead. So right now for Jacob, I say just hold it, as there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. It looks to be a Haas, and it's Curtis who's got some trouble. Does he have wing damage? The Haas, no, maybe it just seems like a spin for now. But now he's got Emod for company. Can Emod pull the overtake on Curtis after that spin? Might not be the last one we'll see, as soon as I say that, someone spun, 2 people spun, 2 yellow flags, virtual safety car. So right now it's a nightmare for the Ferraris. P16 and 17, and the VSC brought out, which means as Casper is disqualified for blocking a pit lane. What happened? Casper has been disqualified. What happened? So that's gonna do it for Casper. As a virtual safety car means that it said he was blocking a pit lane. I don't know what happened there. I'll try and have a look at his stream. Hold on a second. Let me have a look. Just mute that for a second. Casper, what is he saying? Or at least, what can he say? He's currently having a look at his, at the incident. So blocking the pit lane for Casper gives him a disqualification, as Blixer's car is now on AI mode. And so Nico Mas gets ahead of his disconnected teammate. Right now, doesn't seem like this affected the standings too much. Casper's taken an ad break, so I don't know what happened there. So, disqualification for Casper and a virtual safety car. So we have our first DNF of the session. But it is not by crashing, but it's a disqualification. Wow. This doesn't seem like it's going to be the most exciting race of the season. As Wildman now closing in on Ozzy. Apologies for that. Casper black flagged. That's gonna do it for his race. Well, that's unfortunate. As now people slowly starting to pit. Actually, apologize. There's really not a lot happening in this race. Really is a sleeper. Well, closest battle looks to be Magic Rags and Colds. Hey, Magic Rags can get something. Magic Rags getting closer and closer to the McLaren of Colts. As Orange Juice nets himself a penalty. That could actually change a bit of the podium places. Really, apologies if you were looking forward to my commentating. Definitely not the best race to do so. Oh, yellow flag in Sector 1. Someone's got off. instead of Williams. Is it FB or not? He has gone wide. So FB or not having too much fun. Is his wing broken? No, I think FB or not's just gonna retire. Most likely that's what it looks like. But yeah, FB or not going on the track limits, letting people by. I think for FB or not that's gonna be most likely he has been disqualified, receiving multiple penalties. And honestly, that race did not look great for him. So another disqualification. FB or not out of the race. And so 2 disqualifications already in this race. We've had more disqualifications this race than we've ever had. Just 2. It's not a lot, but it's pretty rare that it happens twice. As Jacob still holds a pretty good lead so far. 6.1 seconds over Orange Juice, who has a penalty. And right now, closest battle looks to be FBR Brewdog against Curtis in the Haas. Does FBR Brewdog have enough on those fresher intermediates to get ahead of Curtis? So almost 5/10, around 5/10 separate these 2 cars. Can the Aston Martin get in front of the Haas? In real life it should be obvious. Curtis goes wide, nets himself a penalty. So fighting against Brewdog puts a bit of pressure onto him. The Magic Cracks actually might have a chance to overtake Colt in an instant on this if here on Mike. No, there's a yellow flag. Something's wrong with someone. I don't know what happened, but there's a yellow flag. And Ozzy and Wildman both pitting for new tires. Wondering what was going on. But as I say that, Magic Cracks is gap to Colts. It's getting actually higher and higher. Colt's actually putting in a little bit of a gap here. We're gonna have Ozzy and Wildman coming out of the pits almost the same time as Colts. Colts and Ozzy are gonna be almost next to each other. And there's a 4-car battle now happening because of the pit stops. It's McLaren, Red Bull, and Alfa Romeo. As now Wildman goes next to Rags. Now I'll see Blixer. Well, this car's out of air. Oh, and Rags actually hit Blixer's AI. And someone's gone wide. Cold's gone wide. Blue flags all over the place. And that's Nico Maz. Oh, I think he's DNF'd. Nico Maz. And it's a safety car. It's out. And finally something happens. That's now Skiller. Oh, he stopped on the track most likely because of the what's it called again? Forgot the name again. The Delta. Delta. That's what it is. There's the Delta. And he passes a safety car, and Skiller, thankfully for him, will have a chance to at least unlap himself. And oh, that's good for him. That's good for the Haas team. At least something to look forward to. Nico Maz is going to be out. Elsie Blixer. Well, Alright, we'll have Wow, I've actually been talking to the void this entire time. Just realized I was on mute. I really need to pay attention. Well, currently having a look, looks like Blixer is pretty much out of this race. He's most likely going to be DSQ'd. Safety car should be coming in this lap. And now Jacob. If I have a look at the tires, pretty much all new tires. As Jacob now pulls away. And here we go. And there looks to be another Alpine having some trouble back there. Crazy Mike looked to have gone wide a couple of times. And now here we go for the restart. And this is a whole nother race. As now Emod is now up into P8. A couple of drivers now have to move out of the way. A couple of lap drivers. As now Brewdog goes on the inside of Magic Rags. And he might get that overtake, and he does. As someone spun, it's Emod. Emod has spun. Oh, and at least there's someone crashing into him. Skeller crashes into Emod. And he's out. Oh my goodness. Skiller got absolutely pummeled by Emod's car. And he's out. Oh no. That's frustrating. There's now Magic Rags and Senna. All pretty close to each other. Colt's also joining the fight.
Yeah. 19 laps out of 27. We're already having a couple of incidents to have a look at. So LC Blixer will definitely be something to keep in mind, as he has gone off on the race, as there's a yellow flag in Sector 3, and that is the Mercedes of Emod. Let's see, it's feeling awful for Jacob. At least his race is looking really cool and really good.
but it's not the most fortunate of race. Trying to have a look. So people are going for OJ. Sorry for the people that are here for the first time. Usually I'm much more excited in this, but it's a pretty uneventful race so far. Not much has happened. One safety car, a couple of DNFs, couple of contacts, but not much overtakes. It's a wet race for the entirety of France, so not much happening in here. Apologies. Yeah, pretty uneventful race so far. Wet races definitely not making it the most of it, as Aussie nets the fastest lap of the race. And I might deny Jacob from getting that hat trick if it stays as it is. 5 laps remaining here in France. As Iman nets himself a penalty, and Jacob's still getting away very well. So for him, at least, that is really great pace. And that could be a fantastic drive that could bring him home. As there's a yellow flag in Sector 3, and Emad is out of the race.
So both Mercedes and Ferrari will not score points this weekend. Well, this week, should I say? This one should really improve with the ability to DNF in the pit lane. Thankfully, no incidents there. That would have been really awful, as it really should put his car on the side instead of just keeping it on the track. Thankfully, it finally does. So right now, it looks all Jacob for the remainder of the laps. Currently 4 laps left. And OJ being 4 seconds behind, it looks to be going very well for Jacob. As there's going to be a lot to talk about after this race. Lots of rules are going to be implemented. Because there's a couple of things that don't seem to go well. As Mindless, well, he might try and go for that P4. Actually, might have a chance on Wildman. He has the younger tires, but by how much? By a lap, that's the question. So 25 laps out of 27. 3 laps of racing remain. Oh, sorry? Am I wrong? Sorry. It's still 4 laps. Apologies for that. Or is it 3? I can't count. Yeah, Blixer's AI causing some trouble. Jacob's not gonna like that. Gonna be looking at orange juice, and that might be the most entertaining part of this this race. Just seeing the Ferrari just blocking everyone. No trouble whatsoever for Orange Juice and Aussie. Mr. Wildman should be the next to face off against the Ferrari, as Mindless is still behind him with a chance, and Aussie and Orange Juice should be the battle that we should be looking for. A few remaining laps, 25 out of 27, 3 racing laps remain. Yeah, ASMR S1, yeah, it's a pretty uneventful race, but with less than 3/10 separating Orange Juice and Aussie, we might actually have something to finish. This is frustrating. I like wet races, but not to this point. Streaming for like more than an hour and a half now. Eyes are absolutely falling by themselves.
truly is ASMR because I'm falling asleep. There's less than 3/10 separating Aussie and Orange Juice. Aussie, remember, reserving for Ponju. Could be some very well... As Jacob now fastest lap. And it could very well be a hat trick if it stays like this. 2 laps of racing remain. 3/10 separate Aussie and Orange Juice. So they're getting really close to each other. Now who's going to make the first move? When is Aussie going to attack? Because Orange Juice has way less ERS than Aussie. Aussie's just waiting for that perfect moment. And for now, if Jacob wants to win, he just has to bring it home. Orange Juice also has a penalty, so Aussie just needs to stay close to him. For Aussie, it's almost a guaranteed podium. And so it is for Orange Juice, but for Aussie, as a reserve, that's going to be another podium, his second straight podium as a reserve. He finished third in the UK, did not participate in Austria. We had a full grid. Actually, I think he just didn't participate because, no, it was Hakkinen that was in Austria. So he wasn't there. Now fighting with Orange Juice might be enough for him to get that second position and grab 18 points for McLaren. McLaren right now, who are 8th in the championship, 18 points after the horrific race of Ferrari, could very well lead to some well-earned points for them. The other one standing in P10, Curtis might not have the chance to come back. FBR Brewdog, that's probably not going to be his race, sadly. As we are on the final lap of the race, I just realized, apologies. This is how much this race has been hitting me, as now Jacob on the verge of finally claiming his victory, and will it be? On a sadly very uneventful race here in France, sadly. Would have loved to have some great action, especially with those 2 long DRS zones. Lots of overtakes, sadly not the case for tonight. As Pokemon Jacob just needs to hold on. And he'll claim, finally, his maiden ASRC win. Without Q's, without Emot, well, Emot actually was there, but no Mercedes in the points. Jacob on the final corner, and for once, Jacob has done it. It actually slips, I don't know if he did that on purpose, but Jacob does it, he wins the French Grand Prix. Now, is the time gonna stay? Aussie crosses the line, hits his wheel. Great. Mr. Wildman finishes in 4th. That's his best finish since Australia, where he finished 2nd. Wi-Fi now Magic Rags gets ahead of Mike. Senna finishes a race. Congratulations, Senna. I'll be P10 as he has a penalty. And Curtis now crosses the line. Curtis in P11, and we only need Brewdog and Blixer's AI to cross the line. And is it gonna be confirmed? FBR Brewdog crosses the line, and for Jacob, it's a Grand Slam hat trick. Pole, fastest lap, and a win. For the first time since China, we have a hat trick. What a relief for Jacob. He finally does it. He wins a race, and Alpine finally on the top step of that podium. I messaged them earlier. And he called it on January 28th. Jacob on Discord in the Alpine chat said, "I'ma get this win next race." And he did it. Huge. A hat trick for the Alpine driver. And they finally get their win. And it looks to be going very well for Alpine. Terrible for, sadly, the Ferrari team. But grand slam hat trick for Jacob. That's going to be interesting to see. Well, definitely wasn't the most eventful race. I've repeated it many times. But Magic Regs had a dry setup and still managed to get driver of the day. It's good for him. The comeback kid. Probably shouldn't name you that, Rags. Well, uneventful. But we still got quite the ending. As Jacob runs away with it, leading every single lap of the race. And one of the most dominant performances we've seen this season since Q's dominance. Jacob with a tremendous win. And that's going to do it for the French Grand Prix. Well, we'll see you on Wednesday. I will not be commentating. I will actually be racing on Wednesday for the Haas team in France, and hopefully will be a much more exciting race for us in Tier 2. I'm Caleb, and I will see you next week as we head to Hungary at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix. It's a lot of Hungary in the same sense. Hopefully this time we'll have some we'll have some dry racing. Because Hungary in the wet is probably going to be even more boring than France.